Now, Uganda is known to be an agricultural country. However, there are those that have made a leap into the manufacturing, or you can call it the industrial subsector. Today, we move all the way to Igara in Western Uganda and find out how the managers or the operators of the Igara Tea factory have been able to run profitably, minimize cost on one side, and ensure dividends to their shareholders, who are actually members of a cooperative society or union, if you like.
Before used to be like any other industry that has not implemented energy management techniques. You go to the factory, you find it's iron sheets. It's a factory that is running, power is running full time, 24/7. It's a production industry. We had an option of saving on lighting. Saving on lighting during the day, of course. So we undertook an exercise and an option of replacing the iron sheets with translucent sheets. So the translucent sheets bring us light during the day, so we are able to save on lighting in the day. We undertook an exercise of using energy-saving fluorescent tubes. We are now even to the extent of using red fluorescent tubes. All that is geared towards energy saving. 1 year we did an assessment, I think this was last year, where we found we had saved 123 million in energy options alone. Energy options is not all about lights. We also have motor, we have machinery that is consuming the power. But now, with cleaner production, then we would go and study our motors. Study our motors. There are 5.7 motors and 3.7 motors, which can do the same kind of work. So 5.7 kilowatt per hour and 3.7 kilowatt per hour, that is a difference of 2 kilowatts each hour. So if you take a motor is running for about 16 hours in the withering section here, 16 hours times 2 kilowatts times around 80 motors that are running in the withering section. That is too much energy. So we went into that analysis, made an analysis, and we have started phasing out the 5.7 motors one by one. And I think now we are left with about 37 motors that are 5.7. So the rest are now 3.7. And so that is a saving every day and every month and every year. So at the end of the day, we quantify at the end of the year, what have we achieved? We wanted to achieve 1.7 kilograms of made tea per kilowatt hour. So 1.47, yeah? And so last year we were able to achieve 1.4. And so 1.4 became our baseline. We have now said our baseline was 1.4, and now our target still remains 1.47, and we think we are going to achieve this. Of course, now we have changed the tubes into red tubes. We are continuing with the exercise of changing the motors, the replacement of the motors, and the exercise is such that whichever motor fails now, we bring in a lower rating motor that is going to help us do energy saving. Firewood utilization. Firewood utilization, when we move to our boiler section, you'll be able to see how we manage our firewood. We used to have firewood in the yard, being rained on, but now we are well aware that we must put a shade for the firewood that we want to use in the boiler, and we make sure that the shade is there and it is constantly repaired. That is one. Two, when you chop, when you billet firewood, it is called billetting. When you billet firewood, you have sawdust. So that sawdust is also now fed into the boiler to produce energy. But in the past, you would find sawdust being thrown away, and it was compost for people. And that's why I'm saying, I'm painting the scenario now and what it was in the past. That you would you know, it would not be surprising to find trucks of sawdust moving outside this company. That would be one, you are creating a waste, and two, you are losing money. We have weighed and found out that in a cubic meter, which is around 340 kilograms, you find you lose 6 kilograms of ash, and that is wood. So we are now converting that 6 kilograms of ash into use. We are feeding it into a boiler. That boiler is generating energy for us. Yeah. And I have to also talk about generator maintenance. You know, machinery runs best when it is better maintained. So you find the whole of this factory, if there is no power, it runs on a generator. So there was a time you would find you are not bothered about the state of the generator. So you put in fuel and it is kind of siphoning. Our target now is to produce 3 kilowatts per liter, and we achieved 2.8 last year. So 3.0 kilowatts per liter, that means that we are utilizing diesel more efficiently. And how do we do that? To make sure our generators are well maintained. We have put a Petrotech machine. Petrotech machine is a fuel economizer machine. That fuel economizer regulates how you are feeding your generator, and also increases the efficiency of that generator in fuel utilization.